The philosophy of happiness in the digital age. The quest for happiness is humanity's oldest philosophical pursuit. Yet the landscape upon which we conduct this search has been irrevocably altered by the digital revolution. Where ancient thinkers pondered virtue, contemplation, and community in the physical agora, modern individuals must now navigate the ethereal, hyper-connected digital realm. True philosophical happiness in this age is not about maximizing digital consumption or curating a flawless online persona. It is about recognizing and managing the profound friction between our ancient evolved psychological needs and the relentless, novel demands of the screen. The central paradox of digital happiness is the concept of connection without presence. Our social platforms promise boundless connectivity, offering us a window into the lives of hundreds, even thousands of friends. However, this wide net often captures shallow, transactional interactions, substituting the deep, meaningful resonance of authentic, co-present relationships. The philosophical danger here lies in the dilution of philia, the deep, brotherly love or friendship described by Aristotle. Digital relationships, governed by notifications and fleeting reactions, tend to lack the shared history and shared suffering that forge true bonds. We mistake the rapid exchange of information for the slow, messy, necessary process of knowing another person. The path to genuine happiness requires a deliberate effort to reprioritize high-quality, presence-based interactions over high-quantity, screen-mediated ones, viewing the digital connection as a supplement, not a substitute, for real-world intimacy. Furthermore, the digital age has inadvertently weaponized comparison against self-worth. Our feeds are optimized highlight reels, a relentless, often curated stream of others' successes, vacations, and aesthetic perfection. This creates a psychological phenomenon I term aestheticized envy, where the constant exposure to perfect digital constructs leads us to judge our own complex, imperfect, and nonlinear realities as deficient. The Stoic philosophers championed the idea of premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils, and focusing solely on what is within one's control. The digital realm flips this on its head, encouraging post-meditatio bonorum alienorum, the endless contemplation of others' perceived good fortune, which is entirely outside our control. A truly happy digital philosopher must cultivate attentional asceticism, rigorously filtering their inputs, and recognizing that the metric of a life well lived is internal alignment, not external validation quantified by likes and shares. Happiness demands a philosophical severing of our self-concept from the fluctuating, ephemeral metrics of the digital crowd. Beyond social interaction, the digital environment has fundamentally eroded our capacity for solitude and deep work, two essential ingredients for philosophical contemplation and eudaimonia, flourishing. The constant ping of notifications designed by attention engineers fragments our focus, pushing us into a state of perpetual partial attention. This state is antithetical to the kind of cognitive stillness required for self-reflection, creative insight, and the appreciation of the present moment. The philosophical challenge is the reclamation of digital silence. We must intentionally build fences against the constant influx of information, scheduling periods of true, device-free solitude, not merely to avoid distraction, but to allow the inner dialogue, the conversation with the self, to resume. This solitude is where we truly process experience, integrate knowledge, and cultivate the inner life that forms the bedrock of sustainable happiness, independent of external circumstances or algorithmic suggestion. Finally, the philosophical definition of happiness must contend with the algorithmic influence on our beliefs and choices. We are increasingly served content that confirms our existing biases, the filter bubble, creating a pleasant but dangerous intellectual complacency. This confirmation loop stifles Socratic inquiry, the relentless questioning of one's own assumptions and the active pursuit of truth. A digital philosopher's happiness is thus contingent on maintaining intellectual friction, deliberately seeking out diverse and challenging perspectives, and refusing to allow the algorithm to dictate their worldview. The happiness found in intellectual honesty and continuous learning, even when uncomfortable, is far more robust than the ephemeral comfort of the echo chamber. In summary, the philosophy of happiness in the digital age is an exercise in conscious resistance and deliberate selection. It is about understanding that the tools designed to connect us can, paradoxically, disconnect us from ourselves and from authentic presence. True happiness requires a strategic embrace of presence over connection, internal validation over external metrics, solitude over constant stimulation, and intellectual honesty over algorithmic comfort. The screen is merely a window. The true work of flourishing remains internal, timeless, and human. If this deep dive into digital philosophy resonated with you, I encourage you to pause, reflect, and share your own unique insights in the comments below. What practices help you find authentic happiness in this hyper-connected world? Hit the like button if you found value in this perspective. And for more explorations into technology, psychology, and the good life, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Your engagement fuels the future of this conversation.